No, it is dark. Okay, I can see now. It's like at the very bottom.
And there are very large metal carriages kind of lined up. Um, and as you look at them, you've never really seen work like this before, but you can only imagine that it was made by some very experienced dwarven craftsmen. There are a couple of groups of people standing around, and they're all whispering and murmuring about a acting troupe that has just recently came into town, who's very well known for having a secret kind of play that no one seems to remember exactly what happened, but everyone loves.
Hmm. I guess I'll look at Ajax and be like, "Yo, dude, you aight?"
Oh yeah, I'm doing all right. Uh, and by the way, the whole time I've been standing here and like waiting for him to or somebody to come through, have the people who you just mentioned like were talking about like a secret play or whatever,
Hmm.
do they seem off put by me just being in everything that I'm wearing, like fully decked out and like, weapons and shit?
No, not at all. They don't really pay too much heed to you.
Okay, well then, I mean, I'm doing okay, but I've been standing here for a few minutes now, and these people are kind of seem a little bit off. They don't even seem to care that a guy's fully decked out in weapons and armor and stuff going to a play or near a play.
They might think you're part of the play. Who knows? I'd shout to the people that are gathered there. Hey, where's the nearest exit? How do we leave here?
They completely ignore you.
I walk up to try and touch them.
Um, how you're just gonna just like walk up and touch them?
Yeah, like put a hand on the shoulder or something like that.
Yeah. So as you go and do so, you place a hand on one of their shoulders. They turn to look at you, and they give you a kind of cordial greeting. And they say, "Oh, are you coming to see the play?"
Sure, but I have to use the facilities. Do you know the nearest exit?
I mean, exit. He just kind of like points around. We're out on an open street. You can walk any way you want. But anyway, I'm gonna head and there's probably a bathroom in here if you want. And he kind of just opens that door really quickly, and the group that he was with follows him in.
Also, are we supposed to be able to see like right in here? Because this is just black from there to there.
Um, it's probably because of the lighting.
Yay, can see now. I can see the door you're talking about.
Sebastian, you have vision where your token's at?
Yes. Sorry, I need to move myself, I guess.
No problem. I'll put you where you're placed in the scene real quick.
Oh, Ajax, it seems like the best way to possibly get out of here is see whatever show it is they're talking about.
I mean, in my experience, because I've been in one of these alternate kind of dimensions in this place already once. It's either we go back the way we came, which there's no way we came. So, I guess, yeah, that's about the only option.
Alright, well, let's do this. I got your back.
I mean, it's just a play. Unless they're, they're going to start murdering the audience, we shouldn't have nothing to worry about.
Yeah, I never trust magic.
As you guys come into this lobby, you are immediately hit with the smell of popcorn and melted butter. There's a concession stand off to the right. Both of the stairways that head up to the higher viewing balconies are currently roped off. There's a door to the left side, marked bathrooms, and there's only one other major door currently in front of you guys.
I would walk up to the popcorn guy and I demand your biggest popcorn you have.
Oh, alrighty. And he'll turn around and he'll grab this rather very large bucket, and he'll just start scooping the popcorn in, and turn around and hand it out to you. There you go. That'll be 3 copper pieces.
Sure, I'll pay him 3 copper pieces. I ain't gonna argue with the non-existent person.
Thank you very much.
Now, how big is this popcorn in relative size to my body?
The bucket itself is larger than your head. You find it a little difficult to carry with just one hand, but you can manage.
I'll walk back over. What's his name again? I just don't want to keep calling him the Leonin.
Jareth.
Jareth.
Jareth. Well, Jareth, I think I got enough popcorn. Maybe not to share, but maybe last enough through the play.
You think? Let's go see what this stupid play is about. So I guess I'll go through this door here.
It swings open into a beautifully carpeted hallway that stretches out left and right, and then you have another door directly in front of you.
It swings open into the pitch darkness of the blackest void. There we go.
I guess we go through the other door.
I'm gonna go see what's at the end of the hallway.
I'm gonna go through this one.
Jareth, as you open the door, you come into this large theater room that it has like a low, quiet murmuring going on. As you scan the crowd, you realize that there are 3 other people within this crowd that are dressed similarly to you and Ajax, everybody else is wearing entirely different clothing.
Okay. Can I make a perception check on the three of them to see if I can tell at all if they're from the same country that Ajax and Hawkins are?
Yeah, sure. Make a perception check.
Okay, we have 13.
Okay, so as you're looking at them from the back of the room here, it's a little bit hard to tell because they're all sitting down. Um, their clothing is kind of similar, to suggest that they could be from a region, uh, like of the same region, but they definitely don't look like they're from the exact town that Ajax and Hawkins are from.
Okay. Um, I guess. Think what'll. Think what.
Doran. Oh, sorry. Keep going.
I think what I'll do is I'll just go over here, sit next to this one, and just say, "So how long have you been trapped here?"
So as you three have been sitting here for a while, um, Sebastian, Verk, and Dorman, um, you hear the doors open behind you, and you find it difficult to turn your heads to look. Um, but slowly you are able to catch a glance of a fairly tall lion humanoid creature coming into the room that seems to be uh, an actual other person that will hold a proper conversation. Um, Currently, you three are compelled to remain seated. Um, the tall figure sits next to Verk and tries to strike up a conversation.
I mean, we're restricted to seating? Are we restricted to like conversating or?
No, you can try to converse, but at the moment you feel like you don't want to get out of your chair.
Okay. And I'll just like kind of lean over, but like keep my attention towards like the theater and just be like, "Hello, Lion Man. Yeah, good show, huh?"
Yeah, never seen it. You were dressed differently from everyone else here. I assumed you got transported here like we did.
Yeah. One of our friends got kind of weird, and he touched this picture, and we just kind of followed him in.
Have you been able? Are you able to leave?
Currently, I really just enjoy the show and situation, so I've just been kind of sitting here chilling. Really don't feel like getting up right now.
Okay. For how long have you been sitting here?
As you're thinking to how long you've been sitting here, the plays that have been going on have essentially just been like runs of the classics, and there were probably 12 different plays in total that you've seen all the acts of, and they're probably about halfway through the entire set of plays already. So a long time.
Not too terribly long, only about 12 shows.
12 shows.
Yeah.
And you haven't felt the need to get up once.
No, not particularly. In fact, I'm quite comfy.
Okay.
As he says that,
Can
you
I?
notice that the chair that you're sitting in, Jareth, is actually one of the most comfortable chairs you've ever sat in your entire life.
Ah, crap. Gosh. Gosh, is there anything I can do to possibly try to wake myself up from this.
Are you gonna try to stand up?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and stand up.
Yeah, you stand up, nice and fine. You definitely feel like you miss sitting in that chair and want to try to sit down again at some point, but you manage to pull yourself out. You feel like you might need to stretch your legs a bit.
Can I try to forcibly pull Verk out of his chair?
Sure. How hard are you pulling on him?
So it'd be. I mean, I don't want to like hurt him, but I feel like this is like if he's been here for this long, something's got a hold on him. So I want to
Mhm.
try, and after feeling that with the chair, I like want to try and get him out. So I don't know if would it be just like an athletics check or.
Honestly, you wouldn't even need to do that. You reach out and you grab his arm and you pull him up. Verk, you get grabbed by the arm and you get pulled off the chair and you try to stand under your own weight and you kind of collapse to one knee, having been sat in one position for so long. You feel like you want to sit back down again, but you slowly start to regain your ability to stand, and you feel refreshed, being able to stand up again.
Oh, a little tired, but that was a nice, relaxing session. How are you, friend?
I'm doing all right. Should we possibly help your friends out and try to get a way out of here? Because I'm pretty sure this is all just one giant trap.
That doesn't sound like a half bad idea. We should probably go grab them. I'll get the tiny one over there in the corner if you'll get the fellow
Yeah,
up front.
I'll get the turtle. He seems heavier.
Yeah.
So I tried to do the same thing, I guess, with Doran. Is that or whatever? I don't know the character name. Sorry,
No,
Doran.
you're good. It's Dorman.
Gorman.
He's like a door, but a man at the door. Doorman.
Okay. So yeah, I'll try to pull him out of his chair.
Yeah, and that'll go exactly the same way it did pulling Verk out. It takes him a little bit to regain his sense of balance, but very easily you pull him out of his chair, and Verk with Sebastian just as easy.
Yeah, I'm gonna place Sebastian though, like on my shoulder.
Okay, yeah, you just pick him up
Yeah.
real quick and throw him over your shoulder.
Yeah. I'm just like in a sitting position because I know he's gonna feel a little weak at first.
As all of you are finally out of your seats, really quick, let's go to Ajax, who went down this corridor. So you get to this door.
Is there anybody guarding this door?
Nope.
Okay, I'm just gonna walk right there like I own the place.
Yep.
Is there any people around back here as I'm just strolling through?
There aren't any people here right now, but you can hear the hustle and bustle of people moving things and getting prepared from behind the door just in front of you.
Okay, I'm just gonna waltz on in.
As you walk in, you can see a bunch of stagehands moving props around and getting the scene set up for the play that's getting ready to start. A couple of them notice you, and their faces immediately light up, and they're like, "Oh, finally! We already have our first volunteer!" And they start to clap their hands, and they walk up to you, and they grab you by the hands and start to drag you along.
Uh, before, like as they go to grab me, I want to try to do like an intimidation thing
Okay.
to make them think that, um, let's say I'm the stage manager. I want to, gripe
Okay.
at them for doing a terrible job, like just looking around at what they've already have set up.
Okay, so give me a deception check followed by an intimidation check. And then what are you gonna say?
Let me
With
roll
this.
these first. Okay. Uh, as they like go to touch me, I'd be like, "Don't you know who I am? I'm leave for 5 minutes to go get a bucket of popcorn, and I come back to this shit." Look at these props. They're all in the wrong positions. This is. Ah, why did I even hire you people?
All right. The two who come up to you and originally tried to grab your arms, they kind of back away sheepishly off of gut reaction. But then after a second, they look at each other, and it's as if they're almost communicating telepathically with the way that they're just like staring at each other and making different facial expressions. They both look back at you and they both immediately proclaim, "Oh my gosh, you're so good! We have the perfect role for you!" And they grab you by the arms and they start pulling you along.
I I want to make another intimidation check.
Go for it.
A 23
Oh,
of
Oh, nice.
apparently you didn't
Oh,
understand me the first time I said this. We are fixing this all right now. You are going to rearrange this set before any other plays go on. I don't care what you had planned. We're taking the time to fix this because you all fucked up.
as you say that, they grabbed you so forcefully and you jerked away so quickly that the popcorn flies out of your hand and falls all over the stage. And with this mess that is created and you berating them, they uh, immediately let go and back away, feeling very defeated. You think that they don't believe that you're the stage manager, um, but with that outburst, they absolutely aren't going to mess with you anymore.
Awesome.
They immediately start going to sweeping up the popcorn. As you're kind of like looking around, you see that absolutely every single one of the stage hands are staring at you and just like frozen in place, not doing anything. The rest of the group, you guys hear from behind the curtain this bit of yelling and some fast shuffling going on. And right after the shouting kind of dies down, all of the lights start to dim, and all of you hear an announcement asking to please take your seats as the special show is finally getting ready to begin. Really quickly, I'm going to do this.
oh gosh.
Back into the black
Um,
void we go.
so
I've been turned colorblind.
if you guys could drag your tokens to roughly where you were, and then I'll put you back in the right spots or as close to it. As the lights dim, the crowd in the seats murmuring starts to die down, and they all look up kind of with excitement on their faces, ready to watch this so-called secret play that so many people love but don't remember really what happens. Ajax, as you're still backstage, you hear the announcement go off, and you can see the lighting that was coming through the curtain start to dim as it's getting pulled up. Um, there is a scene display separating you from the crowd, but you're almost basically on stage at this point.
Okay. Is there anybody else that I see that's like about to take the stage from back here or anything?
Yes, actually, you do see a man that is dressed in a rather lavishly embroidered suit with very long tails and a brightly colored top hat. And he's kind of like pacing uh, very rapidly back and forth right here, almost as if he's trying to hype himself up.
I want to walk over here, and I would like to mage hand his hat off if possible.
Okay. Make a stealth check for the mage hand.
Stealth check. 21.
Dang.
He doesn't
Did you
seem
move
to
your
notice
character back?
the spectral hand floating.
Drag and drop like 5 times.
And yeah, he doesn't really seem to notice your presence that much. As the hand goes and takes the hat off of his head, he immediately snaps out of his trance and looks around. He finds the hat kind of floating in the air, starting to move towards you. He looks and he spots you, and he just like
on his end,
reaches
not
out and
yours.
grabs his
You need to
hat
let him
back,
know.
pulls it, and puts it back on top of his head.
Because I can see your icon on the map.
Oh, okay. I
Well,
cannot see the screen.
I
Who
was
said
saying,
that?
neither can I.
Okay.
I didn't know if that was by design or not.
How about now, Jareth? Okay.
Yeah, we're good now.
Perfect.
All right.
I'm gonna walk over to the guy I just took his hat from. Is like, so, what are you doing in this scene? Fill me in.
He kind of gets a big smile on his face, and he puts his arm around your shoulder, and he leans in and he goes,
How tall is this man?
He's extremely tall.
Okay.
As you got up closer to him, now you realize he's probably almost 9 feet tall. You can't tell if he's wearing stilts or not, but you suspect there might be some kind of artificial height increasing going on. But he leans in and he's like, well, now, I'm so glad you asked. Actually, since you and your friends have come to visit once again, I would love it if you could join us for our special play, because we know how you love to join our plays.
Well, that's where you're wrong. I've never been here before. So I know you must be.
Don't be kidding me. Anytime anyone's ever come through the doorway, all they ever do is join our plays. We know that's why you're here, and that's why the special play is going on right now. Now that everyone's here, we can finally do the play.
I would not
he,
say
like-
that's why I'm here.
He claps his hands, and a bunch of the stage hands kind of snap to attention, and they start coming up to him. And he goes, all right, here's what's going to happen. We're going to hand out the scripts, we're going to gather everyone up, and we're going to get them in costume. Ready? Break. And he claps his hands, the stage hands spread out. The two who originally tried to pull on your arms the first time, they come up behind you and they grab you again. They're not being forceful this time. And they kind of sheepishly are like, just go along with it, trust us.
I'm gonna not trust them. Because I feel like it's bullshit.
All right, they're going to start pushing you towards this doorway up here. You guys out in the auditorium area see a couple of stagehands coming out, and they start to approach you, and they come up and they ask you to follow them backstage.
I'm going to be kind of just enthralled with the fact that there's another show going on, and I'm going to attempt to sit back down.
As you go to do so, the stagehands themselves stop you from sitting down, and they start to usher you. No, no, we can't have that happen. You must perform. You must perform.
What? Get off of me! I want to watch the show.
No, you're a part of the show, and they'll keep like pushing you towards the stage.
Um, like to physically stop them.
All right, make a strength check.
That's a 15, dog.
Yeah, you very easily stop them. They don't seem to be the strongest of people being sent out here to do this. As everybody is kind of feeling very skittish and isn't really wanting to go along with what's currently happening, the lights kind of start to flicker, and the building itself almost starts to rumble as if something's going to be happening soon.
Oh, lovely. Can I see Ajax from where I'm standing, or is
You
he still
cannot.
kind of behind? I cannot. Okay. So the stagehands try to come out here and usher us into the show to be part of it.
Yes.
I guess I tell the three, okay, we gotta. All right, guys, let's stick together here. Some shit's about to go down.
Well, I mean, of course something's about to go down. There's a show going on.
Yeah, it's not a show. This is some other freaking magic crap that I don't like.
It would seem as though the more that we resist the show, the more that the lights flicker and the building rumbles. Perhaps we should follow these nice gentlemen, brother, up to the stage to see what happens next.
Well, if you think so,
Yeah.
Sebastian.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. That's a trap. This is some magic crap going on. If there's going to be a fight rumbling, fine. I'll fight it. I'll kick everybody's ass. But I am not watching this stupid show. This is a trap.
As
Oh,
you say
then
that and start to walk away, the lights flicker and another rumble goes off. I need anyone who's currently resisting the stagehands to make wisdom saving throws.
Oof.
Would I be resisting?
Say again?
Would I be resisting?
Absolutely.
Okay. Oh, crap.
Oh, so close.
5. Can I be with
If
advantage?
only you had advantage. Yeah.
Where's my Loxodon character when I need him?
Your pally level was higher.
Yeah.
Ajax, this will also apply to you.
Maybe if I put my 12 in wisdom instead of dex. That'd have probably been smart too.
okay.
If you are continuing to actively resist.
18.
As this rumbling echo kind of comes out from this pit in front of the stage here, all of you except Dorman feel compelled to go along with the stagehands and help them in putting on this play.
All right, Sebastian. Looks like we're going along.
You lead, and I shall follow.
I'm just gonna throw myself somewhere up there.
Yeah, they will kind of escort you backstage up here, and they will bring you into side rooms, and start getting you guys prepped in costumes. the very tall man in the hat will come up to each of you and hand you all a piece of paper. And with the piece of paper, he will say, "All right, so don't worry, it's all a show. Remember." um, so essentially, what's going to be happening is we are going to do a comedy poem readings. All of you will be dressed up in fancy costumes, and you'll be reading poems to try to woo the heart of our lovely lead. And as he says that, a beautiful woman in a kind of this veiled attire, she kind of like glides along as she moves, and it's very difficult to determine what kind of humanoid she is. As all of this is going on, Dorman, you're kind of left in the auditorium with a couple of stagehands that are still trying to get you to go along. Can I get everybody except Dorman to give me a D6 roll, please? Or rather, all of you pick a number between 1 through 6, and you can't pick the same number.
5.
All right. Ajax with 5, Jareth with 3.
I guess I'll take 4.
4. 2. 2. All right. This is going to take a second. Okay, 5. We're gonna have to go through these numbers one more time. Jareth?
3.
3. Why is this happening? What? Verk.
Yo.
What was your
Sorry,
number again?
muted my mic. Do what?
What was your number again?
I rolled a 3, but I picked 4 since somebody had called 3.
Okay. I am so happy that you got this one.
You motherfucker.
Sebastian? You had 2, right? I think.
Yes, sir.
All right. So with all of these pieces of paper being handed to you, on them are directions that kind of give you a way that the peoples who have written these are wanting you to go. but it's entirely up to you on if you want to do that or if you just want to do it in a different way or read it normally. There's nothing compelling you to listen to the suggestions on the text. And you are currently all getting put in costume and working on memorizing your lines. Dorman, what are you doing right now?
Believe.
Say that again, sorry?
Trying to leave.
All right, roll a strength check to try to get past the stagehands. They're managing to kind of keep you in place at the moment, but you don't think it would be too difficult if you kept forcing yourself to to get past them. Are you gonna...
Oh, Discord ate shit. The
And with this second push, you easily push your way past them, and you are no longer being held in place or pushed back towards the stage. You are now free to move around as you want. As you are walking along, the man with the top hat comes out on stage and announces that poems will start to be read for the heart of the lovely lead, and the woman kind of comes out on stage to the right and takes a seat on a cushion prop. Now, anybody give me a D4, please. Nice. Okay. After that announcement is made, the stagehands grab you and push you out onto stage. If you could please describe yourself in your outfit and start your performance whenever you're ready.
All right, I'm gonna strut my stuff onto the stage while wearing a dazzling tight light blue spandex adorned with a brilliant featherwork. I look very much like a tropical bird, but for some reason the groin area seems to have no feathers at all and feels very revealing. As I come out onto the stage, I'm going to be holding my script in my right hand. I'm going to spread leg and throw out kind of a power stance onto the stage, and I will shout with my head looking down towards the notes and an arm up in the air. "'Twas brillig and the slithy toves, did gyre and gimble in the wabe, all mimsy were the borogues, and the mome rats out grabe. Beware the jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch, beware the jub-jub bird and shun, the frumerous bandersnatch, he took his vorpal sword in hand, long time the manaxum foe he sought. So rested he by the tum-tum tree, and stood a while in thought. And, as in uffish thought he stood, the jabberwock with eyes of flame came whiffling through the tulgey wood, and burbled as it came. 1, 2, 1, 2, and through the vorpal blade went snicker-snack. He left it dead, and with its head he was galumphing back, and hast thou slain the Jabberwock? Come to my arms, my beamish boy. O frabjous day, Callooh, Calais! He chortled in his joy, 'twas brillig, and the slithy toves did gyre and gimble in the wabe. All whimsy were the borogoves, and the mome rats outgabe.
Give me a performance check with advantage. And Dorman, if you could give me an athletics check to try to push past the stagehands as you are trying to interrupt the performance mid reading.
We got a 19 on that.
Nice. Unfortunately, the stagehands came out in force as they noticed you trying to stop the scene, and they had more bodies than you were able to push through last time, and you found it a little bit more difficult. You weren't able to stop him from reading. When the reading finishes, the crowd erupts in applause, and they all stand giving you cheers and a great ovation. And the lady sitting on the cushion is kind of covering her mouth and chuckling, and she starts to clap a little bit. And then from there, you no longer feel compelled to do anything. You're kind of honestly confused as to why you're standing on this stage wearing this ridiculous outfit.
I'm I'm gonna take my bow in an elegant way, and I'm just gonna play along, and I'm gonna move back to the room that I came from, and hang out with my brother Sebastian. Well, that went well.
Oh, indeed, brother. Very good show. Very good show.
Thank you, thank you. I'm gonna just take like a little head bow to you.
Next, we're going to have Jareth be pushed out onto stage. If you could describe how you are coming out onto stage. And Dorman, what would you like to do from there?
Try to grab him and pull him off stage.
Give me another athletics check to try to break through the crowd of stagehands. Oh, nice.
Is it an app?
It is not, but it is a very good roll. You break through the wall of stagehands, and you manage to grab the lion's arm, and you try to shake the senses out of him, or back into him rather. Jareth, can you make a wisdom saving throw for me with advantage, please?
All right. Come on. Good roll here. Good roll here. I saw what he gave me. I really don't want to have to do. Oh, come on. Does a 13 do it?
Unfortunately not. You still feel compelled to continue reading.
All right.
And with your performance, if you could please describe the outfit that you were put in.
All right. So I am buck-ass nude, covered in like some light brown liquid with feathers all over me, with some like ridiculously large glasses that make my eyes kind of look like an owl's. But I have a little green boat that's like held up on my waist, that's held up by suspenders that honestly could break at any moment and then just show everybody my junk. Yeah, all right. So this is the poem I gotta
If you
read.
could read only to the end of the first verse, so that first exclamation, or that second exclamation point where the quotations end.
Okay. So just the first verse, basically.
Yes.
Okay. So just where the quotations end, you said.
Yeah. What a beautiful is the last line.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. The owl and the pussycat went to sea in the beautiful pea green boat. They took some honey and plenty of money, wrapped up in a 5-pound note. The owl looked up to the stars above and sang to a small guitar. Oh, lovely pussy, oh, pussy, my love, what a beautiful pussy you are.
Please make
One.
another wisdom saving throw with advantage.
Okay. I really don't want to have to keep going with this.
You have
I-
advantage.
19, come on. That's got to do it.
You feel your senses start to return to you, and as they're returning, the magic pulls you back in, and it feels like it has such a strong hold on you. Please read one more
Are you
verse.
serious?
Yes,
Are
I'm
you
serious.
You really want me
You
to
were
keep
so
butchering?
close. You were so close.
You really want me to keep butchering this Mike Tyson impression that I'm doing here?
Absolutely, it's beautiful. Don't you say it's butchering it. It's a fabulous representation. I feel like he's in the room with me.
Yeah, sure. Pretty sure I get punched in the face like a freaking hangover. Okay.
Yeah, take the right hook to the face, please.
Yeah, really. What a beautiful pussy you are. Pussy said to the owl, "You elegant fowl, how charmingly sweet you sing. Oh, let us be married too long. We have tarried, but what shall we do for a ring?" They sailed away for a year and a day to the land where the balm trees grows. And there in a wood Piggy Wiggy stood, with a ring at the end of her nose.
All right, make another wisdom saving throw with advantage.
Alright, look, I don't know what I have to do to get higher than a 19 here.
You have to roll a fucking
Or a 20.
Hey, he got it. You are shaken out mid-performance. You are so confused. You feel ashamed. You feel like you need to cover yourself up. You feel dirty, honestly. You don't really know what's going on, but you don't quite like it.
Do I know where my gear is?
Yes.
Okay. I immediately look down at what I'm wearing. I look at Dorman, and I tell him, "I'll be back." And I run back and grab my gear to put
All
my
right.
my clothes back. Put my clothes back on.
Dorman,
Take
I
a
need
shower
you
first. Take a shower first.
to make an
Well, there's no
athletics
time
check
for
as the
that.
stagehands are trying to force you off the stage at this point.
What was that check?
An athletics check. Currently, Jareth, you're putting your gear back on.
Can I try to shake it out of Ajax?
Yeah, you can go for it.
Is it just like an athletics check then, or?
No, if you're gonna try to snap him out of memorizing his lines, since you guys are in the back and you're not being pressed for time or anything, I'll just let him make a wisdom saving throw
Okay.
with advantage. Then
14.
Sebastian, you are now called to the stage. Unfortunately, you still feel compelled to continue working on memorizing your lines. Dorman, now like almost every stagehand is currently forcing you off stage, and you're trying to fight off about 6 people, just pushing them. And unfortunately, that is not enough, and you are being pushed back off stage. Sebastian, I don't think you were intentionally resisting the stagehand, so you are also not currently compelled to do any of this.
That's all right. Sebastian is going to nod to his brother, tell him, wish me luck.
Up, break a leg.
And then he will.
As you're walking away, I'm gonna give you a thumbs up and a grin, and you're gonna have a die of bardic inspiration.
Thank you.
Why would you waste bardic inspiration on this?
This is
And
the
with that-
perfect time to use it.
Yeah, it's actually a really good time.
Sebastian will take to the stage with a sprint and a leap as I land out in front of the lights. And all the audience shall see him dressed in costume, shirt removed, chest painted in sparkling gold glitter on black ink, with the words "Rod of Lordly Might" across his chest, an arrow pointed towards his privates. And with that, he begins to sway as if drunk, and I shall begin. Lisa told the guard I weren't allowed near her or the kids until I read this in public. So I've had a few tankards and worked up the courage and try and get my pride back. Thumps chest. As a man. My poem is about how you can name your own cock, but you cannot name the fellow next to you's cock at the pissing tree. Hanging about by the pissing tree, naming people's penises. By Petrov Pilarny. Hello, Farmer Dave. On your way to the field, I'm going to call your captain's bird eye, because it looks like it's wearing a turtleneck and winking at me. You're welcome. I just named your penis. Hello, tavern keeper Finnegan, who's just stepped out for a piss. I'm going to call you Miss Burnsby, my old potions teacher, because you're small and wrinkly, and you have a birthmark down the side of your shaft. You're welcome. I just named your penis. Hello, town guard, who's been sent to the pissing tree because they've had reports of someone naming people's penises. But you can't arrest me for naming a stranger's cock. Oh, you can? And he looks out to the audience. I didn't know that.
Please make a performance check with advantage and add your bardic inspiration die.
Yes, I have no bonus. What is the bardic? What was your? It's a D6. I'm on level 1. Okay. So that's a 18 altogether.
You get a powerful eruption out of the audience as laughter has been going along the entire time with your performance. You seem to have captivated the entirety of the audience so far and have had the best performance. The lady on the other side of the stage is actually kind of turned away as if she can't look at you right now. From there, there's somebody on the opposite side of the stage that kind of catches your eye, and they kind of give you a motion as if like you can go ahead and get off stage if you want.
I'll take a moment to bow, stay to left, right, center, and as he's bowing, Sebastian will quickly scan the audience to see if there's I don't know, looking for anything that stands out other than the lady. Like, is there any other, I don't know, unique peoples in the audience or anything that looks to be going on? Or
Make a perception check. As you look out and scan the audience, it's honestly quite strange. You've seen crowds before, and for some reason, this crowd doesn't look right. There's too many of the same people, too many of the same outfits. But other than that, there's not any specific individuals that pop out other than those you've met so far that have been involved in this strange situation that you're currently caught up in.
I got it. It was not great. Very well. I will then step off stage. Th- oh, my performance was I don't know why the thing is just now spooling up. I don't know why it didn't set. It should be fixed. But yeah, step back to my brother in the room. That was the same.
Before you manage to get back to your brother, you go past a pile of stagehands that are holding Dorman back from getting onto stage, and he kind of comes up to you and interrupts you walking back through that path. And the stagehands don't particularly stop you from getting to him now at this point that he's delivered his poem. Ajax, if you could give me another wisdom save with advantage, please. Oh,
Natural
there you
20.
go.
Yes.
As you are shaken out of it, you find yourself oh, wait, hang on. Nope. Here it is. I was looking forward to this one too. I'm so sad.
Oh
You
no,
get shaken.
I'm so happy because I've been thinking, oh boy, if I break free, I got a plan.
All right. You get shaken out of the haze. You no longer feel compelled to go along with what's happening at the moment. You find yourself in a weird outfit, holding a piece of paper. Your gear is in the room with you. Um, but after you shake off the haze, a loud rumbling emits from kind of the center stage area again, and the lights become bright one more time, um, and the atmosphere kind of changes slightly, and it's kind of strange.
I look at Ajax and tell him like, dude, grab your gear. We need to get back out there. We need to get out of here.
Okay.
Can can I like can I maybe like reassure the stage hands or whatever the fuck or whoever's there that I still want to go on, and maybe that'll settle things down. Like I want to go out and perform.
Oh, you actually still want to perform? He'll get very excited and kind of gesture towards the stage and say, well, you have all the time you would like.
Okay. I'm gonna grab my the loot that I bought off of that hobo guy.
Okay, what are you grabbing specifically?
The loot. I bought a loot off of
Oh
him.
yeah, okay.
I don't know
Yeah,
what it
I forgot
does.
I forgot about that.
I have no clue what it does, but I would like to go on stage and play the closest thing I can to fucking Freebird.
I would like to follow him onto stage.
Yeah, nobody stops you. It's easy enough. Let's see.
Oh, I also would have told Lion Man as we were walking out, hey, grab my gear just in case shit goes south.
Yeah, I got his stuff.
Just like have it right there where I can fucking throw it on.
You start to perform the the famous song performed by bards in taverns all across the land, Free Pheasant. As
Okay.
you start to bust out the opening riff, please make a performance check for me.
19.
It
Yeah.
sounds immaculate. You never practiced this. You honestly don't even remember whenever you learned how to play this instrument, but somehow you're hitting every note just absolutely perfectly. It sounds beautiful, and the crowd is starting to become moved to tears. And as you start to try to sing, you find that you cannot, the words cannot escape your mouth, and you have lost your voice for 1 week.
Oh gosh.
But your playing is beautiful, and that unless you stop, that will still continue.
I will finish the song.
You get a beautiful standing ovation, and everyone seems very content with the performance. The man in the top hat steps out on stage and bows and says thank you. And
How does the lady who is sitting across from us look at that performance?
um, make a let's see, make an insight check, please, with disadvantage because you can't see her face very well.
Oh damn,
Wow.
man.
That-
I would have fucking
I
had
feel
it to
bad, but I also kind of don't.
just give it to me, man. I'm on the fucking natural 20 high right now.
um, as you look to her, she seems to be looking at you very closely, but other than her piercing gaze that you can see through the veil, you can't really pick up any other details.
Okay. I'm gonna go put on my clothing again, my gear.
All right, as you go to do so, the man in the top hat thanks everyone for coming. It tells them to tip the concessions on their way out and to have a lovely night. And then the lights go back up to full brightness. Um, he kind of retreats backstage. The lady gets up and glides along backstage. The stage hands start to filter out as well. Um, and everybody starts to go out through the back door. And the audience also starts to filter out. Everybody seems to be of their right mind. No one seems to be in a haze anymore. Everybody has enough time to have all their gear back on and all of that stuff.
Well, let's see. I guess. Do we just try to like leave the theater then?
Are you saying that in character, or are you asking me?
I was just kind of asking the group. Oh yeah. We're who we.
Oh, yeah, you guys will all be together at this
Okay.
point. There's like everyone's like filtering out. No one's messing with you.
Okay. I guess I'll just look at these guys. So exactly how long have y'all been trapped here?
Well, I mean, it couldn't have been that long, right? I mean, that performance was very quick, and we'd only gone through about 12 or so. So this would make 13, right?
Um, Jareth, how much do you know about theatrical plays as Jareth?
As Jareth,
Yeah.
not much. I know, we'll do some stuff for like in our prides, but nothing like this. so really not much.
Yeah, so you reckon they probably only really been in here for, I don't know, maybe 12 hours or so at the very most.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I think 12 hours is long enough to be in this place. Let's try to get out of here.
Also,
Are
you
you just
said
gonna go back? I'm sorry.
I was gonna say you said there was a rumbling coming from like in there. Is
Yes.
as we're like kind of standing on the stage, what can I see in there?
You see a whole bunch of chairs, and there's instruments resting on every single chair. There's no musicians in sight. There is sheet music on music stands. Though all of the instruments, as you like kind of get like a close look at them, other than the ones that are kind of very big and stuck in place, they all kind of seem to be swaying back and forth very slowly. Just kind of hanging out.
Uh,
What race is he?
Half orc.
Okay. Orc friend, you coming along?
I'd hold up a finger, signal like I'd go to talk, and then I'd realize, oh hey, I can't talk. And then I'd hold up a finger 1 minute, and then I'd point a finger down, and I'm gonna fucking I want to Eldritch Blast one of the instruments.
Yeah. Roll damage.
3 force damage.
You aim for a violin that's close, and you think would have a particularly whiny sound. And as your green bolt of energy blasts from your hand and strikes the violin, it explodes into pieces.
And then I'd be like, okay, I'll just shrug. And then I'd hop over.
As you guys start to file out yourselves, and you come up to the door that leads out into the hallway, you push open the door, and instead of the familiar side of the hallway, you just see a large blue, almost glass-like structure that has a bunch of cracks going along it to seem that looks as if it's almost made of gems.
I go up to touch it.
As you touch it, it shatters out into a space behind it, and you get pulled out into darkness, and all of you see as he touches it, and it explodes, and he gets pulled in.
I'm gonna
It all
Mario.
looks
I'm
somewhat familiar to you.
gonna Mario run and like Mario 64 through the fucking painting. Just run and jump
Alright.
into it.
Well then, I guess we're gonna follow then.
It does seem the way to go.
All right.
Touching it.
As you guys come out, you all find yourself in a familiar area in the library. If yeah, same deal, dragging the tokens on. Into the top middle portion. You all find yourself in this familiar setting of the quiet library. Behind you is the mosaic and all of its different depictions. You all, for some reason, seem to realize that you are currently missing a small, or not all of you rather, but Ajax in particular and Jareth, you for some reason start to miss a small gnomish robot friend that for some reason just wasn't there at all during whatever was just happening back through that other one.
Where's the robot?
Uh, realizing that I still am unable to talk, I would walk over here and see if there's any like blank pieces of paper that I can have.
Yeah, you can find plenty of parchment that's blank. You can even find some that's like lined. You can find some that's even gridded. You can find some that are specific for cartography. There are all sorts of stationery
I
on those
would
tables
just
back there.
I would take whatever I'm able to write on,
Sure.
and then I would begin writing down on the paper to hand to the lion that I don't know what happened to him. I went through the fucking painting. You were the last one to see him. What happened?
Well, I went through the same image you did. I thought he would go through the same image as me. Did he go through a different one, maybe?
I'm just gonna shoulder shrug.
Uh,
Seeing the struggles that he's having, Sebastian is going to glance at his brother for a moment and kind of step to the side and behind him, out of sight of the others. And then I'm going to activate my Psychic Whispers. And I will I can link up myself up to a number of creatures equal to my proficiency modifier, and so long as we're within a mile from one another, we can communicate psychically and freely. I will connect myself to my brother and to the mute, so that now he can speak to him.
All right, you get those connections made. Verk, you feel a very familiar sensation come over you as you recognize this telepathic link being set up. What is the wording of the telepathic link? Do creatures have to save if they are unwilling, or does it just happen?
It just says that I establish a telepathic communication between myself and others. Myself and a number of creatures equal to my proficiency bonus.
Okay.
Then for okay, so I have to roll to a d6 to determine how long it will last, and it lasts that many hours.
All right.
We can speak telepathically with one another. We can send or receive messages with no action required. The other creatures must be within a mile of one another. If it can't speak a language, then the connection fails. And but we don't have to share a language to understand one another.
Okay.
Other than that, though, there's no restrictions. It looks like it just happens.
And your proficiency modifier is 3 right now, right?
Should be a 2.
2.
Yeah, it's 2.
Okay. I'm thinking of the other campaign because we're level 5.
And that is 2 hours that will be able to be linked up. So.
All right. Ajax, in all of your history up until now, have you ever spoken with someone telepathically or received a message spell? Something like that before?
I mean, I would think the only person he's talked to telepathically might be his patron / weapon. Maybe.
Oh yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah. You feel a connection to your consciousness that has happened before, but it's different. Yeah.
Okay. So I would like feel it turn on or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Like I'd think to myself, that's very similar for me. similar feeling that I felt before. And then I try to do something, I guess, similar to what I've done in the past when I felt that, just be like, "Hello, anyone there?"
We'll go first.
And Sebastian and Verk, you hear in your heads.
Yes, I really wasn't expecting this, so you caught me off guard here.
I will send to you specific. I'll send to Verk specifically. He seems mute, brother. I just figured that perhaps you could use your gift of gab to talk to him. I'm just the middleman. I'm staying out of this. You handle the talking.
Oh, okay, I can do that. Yeah. So what? Why can't you speak?
I mean, I could speak before. I assume it has something to either do with the performance, or I pull out the loot that I had that I was playing on stage, just godforsaken loot.
You know for a fact that it's because of the loot.
Okay, I would say okay, then retcon that. Yeah, I would say it's because this is godforsaken loot that hobo that I bought it from didn't tell us what it did, and I decided to test it out.
Try setting it down on the table for me, and I'll ritual cast identify, and I'll just like touch it with a finger. I'm not gonna play it or anything. And hey, look, we learn about the loot of bountiful ravines or ravens. I don't know. Words are hard for me.
Ravines. I feel like it
Alright.
would also be an accurate pronunciation, depending on where you're from.
Yeah. Okay. So then I guess I would be able to know, and I'll let you know that yeah, it looks like you won't have your voice for at least a week, and I wouldn't try performing anything for a little while. It seems like it might not go well for you most of the time. Is there anything you need me to let the others know? We can talk like this for at least a few hours.
Quick question. Has Verk been saying what he's saying to Ajax out loud this whole time?
No.
Or have you just been like making facial expressions and gesturing? Or are you like stone cold wall staring at him in the face?
I'm never stone cold. I look just happy and joyful. No, it's just all in my head. Very quick, very fast
Okay.
talk.
There's a decent like minute and a half or so of silence as three of the members seem to be just staring at each other back and forth. Jareth and Dorman, you guys feel like almost a little bit left out.
Anybody want to include me in on what's going on here? Is this a staring contest? Like what's going on?
Oh, well, that's easy to answer, friend. So you see, this companion of mine, Sebastian, my brother here, he has the ability to kind of help connect the minds of others. And since our friend here couldn't talk, he thought it would be a good idea for me to act as a middleman to help converse with our mute. Which it seems like this lute that he played was cursed, and it has deafened him for about a week.
I would tell him, you should have just said, yeah, it was a staring contest. It would have been an easier explanation for him to understand, probably.
Oh. Is he not good with understanding magic?
No, honestly, the first time I met him, he thought if he stood still, he would turn invisible. And then I threw a book at him.
Oh. I mean, don't get me wrong,
saying?
smartest person out there, but
What's he saying?
he's saying that you're a wonderful companion and that your brave attitude is very reassuring in this.
As you hear those words, like you feel happy that you received praise from your party members, but you're also like, wait a second, that doesn't sound like him at all.
It's like, oh, well, hey, wait a sec. Okay, this is the same guy that's throwing like 4 books at me. What's he actually saying?
I would say it's only been 2, even though granted one was the size of a fucking safe.
He says he only threw 2 at you. Come on. No need to be over exaggerating.
Yeah. Whatever.
And then
Look, I gotta.
oh no, go ahead.
Go
Sorry.
ahead. Okay. I'll Verk. I have to ask. Are you and my friend Ajax here from the same country?
I don't think I would necessarily know.
As you get a look at what Ajax is wearing, you recognize it's kind of strange. There's a standard kind of somewhat depicted on a cloth that is adorning his armor that you recognize, but it's almost as if it's like updated and has more detail in it than what you remember. And it is a town not too far from your own hometown, just to the north.
Okay. I'll relay that back loosely. It seems, like we might be from similar places. It's not quite what I remember or recognize.
Okay. I had to ask.
Any particular reason why it matters?
That's the whole reason I'm here. I'm here for revenge on the people who killed my sister and her child. And unfortunately, it's the people who are from the same country as that dumbass over there.
Right side, I haven't killed any women or children in my time, so good news, friend, it wasn't me.
Trust me, if I thought it was you, you'd already be dead.
Well, you guys mentioned that you had another companion with you?
Yes. My guess is that he possibly touched another one of these images other than the theater, but I have no clue which one.
How about you over there, our mute friend? Did you happen to see?
No, I was the first one inside one of the murals up there. But also, on the subject of where y'all came from, how about we do an adjacent question of who the fuck are y'all? Because even though I am, grateful to have more people here other than Lion Man, I don't know you guys.
Oh, well, that's a somewhat easier response. I'm Verk, the Paladin Bard. Paladin is lesser of my ability, but as you can tell, I do quite enjoy the nature of performance and acting. My companions are Dorman the Turtle and Sebastian the Kobold. Sebastian being a long brother, not by blood, of course.
I feel like, really? You coulda. I think you could pull it off for your, by blood, maybe. Looks
As you
similar.
look at them, they are actually both wearing coats that aren't the same in design, but they are very similar.
Yeah,
They're all like almost matching.
But like, I don't know what you're talking about. Besides height, you're pretty much identical. He's like mini you.
I like to dress similarly, I guess. My brother in arms, Sebastian here, likes to be a little less noticed, and I like to be a little more flashy. Which, for out of game context, my character is wearing kind of like a bright white and gold accented like overcoat.
Okay. Well, I mean, as just the same as a lion, man. As long as you guys aren't a threat to me and the Robo Man and everybody else, you're okay in my book.
We're just in here looking for a particular item that we're hoping to maybe be able to use to rescue a old friend of ours.
Who's the friend?
Yes, he was taken away from us some time ago, and we're hoping that maybe we can find him again and perhaps save him if necessary.
I think more importantly, what is the item?
That's the thing. We're not sure ourselves. We just heard there might be something here that could help. So we're exploring the tower.
If you don't mind me asking, was your friend a half elf? Not half, yeah, a half elf.
Was any of his personas?
I never actually defined a race for any of them. So
Yeah, I didn't think so.
yeah, so, I mean, I
Okay.
For clarity reasons, we'll say no. He wasn't like a half elf by any chance.
Okay.
Well, when we look at the mosaic, can we notice like any fingerprints or anything on it from like where people have like touched it recently?
Make an investigation check. Or perception.
Make one too.
Are you helping him, or do you want to do a separate one?
I'll just help. I'll give him the help action.
Then take that at advantage.
Oh wait, I just clicked on persuasion, not perception. Whoopsie.
I mean, PER.
It doesn't matter. Either way, it's a 6. So I'm not good at these things.
As you
Sebastian got a
are,
14.
I'm gonna do Verk first. As you're going along, you're examining the mosaics and the stained glass very closely, but being very careful not to touch it. Every single inch of glass that you scan with your eyes is absolutely pristine and seems void of all dust, as if it's been timeless in this place. Sebastian, as you come along behind Verk, you notice that there are fingerprints along the frame on the bottom, and the fingerprints are in front of the metallic dragon.
Brother and various assorted strange people. Over here, there's fingerprints along this stained glass painting, artistry of the gold dragon or brass dragon. The metal-looking dragon with the orb. You might want to check. And
He
with
wishes
that,
a dragon.
Sebastian will step to the side, and I'll proceed to roll a cigarette and kind of step away from everybody else.
Do you pull out a pouch and like roll everything by hand, or do you have like a small little mechanism that you can put the paper in and like pull a crank to just pack it in real quick?
I think Sebastian rolls it by hand. It's just a relaxing thing for him. It's just something he does when he's pondering more than anything else. A habit he picked up from his teacher. So.
All right.
Well,
Can I run up, like, can I get a running start and just try to, like, run and do a front flip through the glass?
Make an acrobatics check.
A 15.
Yeah, you run up to the glass, you jump, and you pull your torso forward and down as best you can. You feel your back come into contact with the glass, and you can hear that shatter as it busts out into the space behind it, and you're pulled through. Closes up behind him as he goes through.
This motherfucker just like Mario 64'd himself into another world.
Oh gosh. So I was looking at Burke and be like, "Hey, do you guys still have a link with him?"
I mean, we could try. Is there a range on it?
1 mile.
Yeah, the range is a mile, but I don't know how that works.
I
when you're
do not
talking.
think. I think the moment that he got pulled in, you would immediately lose connection with him.
Ah, crap.
Yeah, that
Okay.
seems fair.
Yeah, that does seem fair. Yeah, just gonna drop the cigarette that I was rolling. Just like, excellent. It's good to see that we are surrounded by people of how you say caution.
Yeah.
Well,
tell
I
me
guess
about it.
only one thing left to do, and I'm just gonna run and fucking like freeze frame into the picture behind it.
You dive in,
Basically, yeah.
familiar sensation and sound as the glass breaks, and you fall in.
I just look at the glass and just go, "Those two are my closest. Hope to find getting my revenge." Leroy Jenkins.
Leroy Jenkins.
Ye-
don't know why I follow these.
And guys, I think I actually have to get off here because I do work tomorrow.
Yeah, I was thinking about wrapping it up. What's up? Welcome back, then. But we'll go ahead and wrap it up here with you guys hopping into the dragon frame. Den and I will go through what he has done in the meantime, and we'll pick up there in 2 weeks.
All right, sounds good.
It sounds good.
All right, see you guys.
See ya.
Night.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
So, how did you and guys enjoy the opening hazing session?
Oh, that was
Probably
delightful.
one of the most unique incorporations I've ever been a part of. That was good.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm just glad I didn't have to
For
read
one
my
moment, I was
shit.
just like, how do I involve myself here?
You had such a good role. Excuse me. On the resistance, and it's like as you were trying to get involved, just the rest of the stagehands just kept piling on, and the strength checks started getting harder and harder. So like even though your rolls kept going up, they were just not enough.
That was definitely fun.
I'm glad you
I
enjoyed
wanted
it.
you to read. I wanted you to read so badly.
I wanted to hear. I'm glad I had Sebastian go, because that was a great performance of naming people's penises.
I'm really glad I didn't have to read mine.
I was looking forward to yours. Was so good. It was even D&D themed and everything. I rewrote parts of it.
I was literally like, okay, if I get to break out the entire time I was thinking, I'm like, okay, if I break out, I want to fucking grab my loot, and I'm just like,
Go off
what song can I play? And I'm like, oh hell yeah, we're gonna play Freebird.
Metallica!
Very solid stuff.
Thank you. Definitely a super confusing first session, but pretty smooth acclimation so far.
Yeah.
Jareth and his obsession of revenge persists.
The edgy. Wait, is he the lion or?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got edgy lion, and then fucking Dennis is playing a auto gnome.
Yes.
Yeah.
He only weighs like half a ton.
He's so heavy for his size.
That's fair. That's fair.
Kirill,
2.5
what
feet
is-
tall, 200 pounds.
Kirill, are you playing a monk turtle?
4 foot tall monk portal.
Okay. Yeah, I asked in chat, I was like, are you secretly Oogway? But you went Ninja Turtles with it.
Oh yeah.
So, Kirill, what's your character's stuff for this? What's your backstory? Did you make one?
I was having a hard time because trying to figure out where you guys were setting this story up, on how I got to where I am. So I didn't do one yet.
Okay.
That's totally fine. My idea was essentially just trying to get you guys in a group together to enter the dungeon at some point for whatever reason you guys wanted to come up with. Whether you were searching for a random thing or wanting to go in for the legends purpose or whatever. What were you saying, Adam?
I was gonna say that reminds me. Let me send you that. I forgot to do
Send
that.
the map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Especially since it's fairly close. You guys might actually end up heading there sooner than expected. Oh yeah, nice. I love this. This is Agar's, right?
Hmm?
Is this like I kind of recognize this map style from a generator that I use.
Yeah, probably it might be the same one then. Because I got on there and basically played around with it till I found a thing that I liked as far as just the shape. Because we were looking for something with like a bay, and
Yeah.
just kind of played with it from there. So.
I'll definitely have clarifying questions for you about like certain districts and stuff like that if you would want to be involved in that as I get it ready for whenever you guys decide to head that way.
Oh well, as I said, I tried to leave as much open ended because I was like, in case DM wants to have creative license with whatever, I want to leave that open for DM to play around with. I had some very loose stuff, I think, but mostly just your standard, southwest is the poorest area, and then as you go more north and east, things get richer. It has the fortress that's marked on there, and I was like, that's probably where the military's at, and like all that stuff. And then there's like the one really big manor with its own little tower, and I was like, that's probably the Duke's manor. And then beyond that, I was like, the rest of it can kind of just be filled in,
Okay.
wherever it feels wherever it feels most natural. I was like, the Don probably has he's probably got multiple safe houses, but he's probably got a place that he lives, and I was like, I'd leave that up to the DM where he feels best that he would be squirreled away and all that good stuff. And
the only major question that actually popped into mind is that big open space with the dot in the middle. Did you have any idea of what that space was?
I assumed because the map kind of generated it on its own, but one of the things that I had turned on, was like options for like parks or farming areas. So I assumed it's just a park.
Okay.
And I was like, that probably makes sense. There's probably like I imagine the little dot is like maybe like a statue or a monument or something. But who could say for sure?
Sick. I honestly really like the look of it. It gives me like south of England kind of vibes.
What's the generator you use?
Agars, I think.
Well, let me see if I can.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Let me see if I can find.
Could you just throw a link of it in the chat?
Oh, Asgars. Here we go. I'll put it in general chat here.
Oh yeah, I like this one. Like it creates like your
Oh, you can
community
do
and
a ton of shit with it once
Yeah.
you actually like spend some time with
crazy.
it. And it's connected to like other sites that do like villages and cities and stuff for you. And if
It
you
can
set up,
also go ahead.
yeah, if you set up icons, it'll like
Mm-hmm.
randomly put dungeons across the map that are like connected to like